There are enough people now saying that news will always be free. More and more things. There are big debates taking place on copyright, saying once it's online, does it actually have a copyright? And there are copyright lawyers across the world believe that it's all going to be free anyhow.
And interestingly, coming to the earlier point about new products that have new value in the space. It's not a newspaper digitally reproduced in the same format, but it's, for example, and again, I'm keep going back to my favorite examples, and iPhone apps. When people are paying for it, there are some interesting trends about people paying for stuff they otherwise wouldn't be paying for. And it's because it's packaged differently. It's an entertainment experience that's been packaged. It's not about reading news. It's not about watching a video. It's about a combination of things. And one of the earlier examples that some of you must have missed, when the head of CBS Mobile, Randy, was showing one of the hugely successful app, which was the NCAA, the college basketball app, at $4.99, which people won't even pay for television for watching college basketball. I mean, it's not a paid channel. In most places, it's free to air, and most places comes with a bundle. You don't pay for view on demand. But they're paying for this. It's because it's a very interesting package. It's a whole new experience. You can watch the court. Actually, the game is happening visually in like a graphic form, and you can switch to a live video view. You can see the player stats. I mean, it's an experience that doesn't exist. It's not it's not a copy of a television. If they just tried to stream television and charge for it, it wouldn't have been possible. If they tried to just make it like a newspaper, it wouldn't have happened. It's a new product, a new way of consuming that consumers are identifying with and therefore paying for.
It's what they do with the F1. And it began with the F1. Now, when you go to the F1, you sit in one place and you see one car go past, but you don't know what's happening there. They give you a television set or a small device that works only on the F1 track, but it's exactly that. You can tilt it, it can go graphic, you can see how many bends he's taken, how many, and it's amazing that that device, and I forget, the name skips me currently, sells out within 1 hour of the F1 being announced in the country. Because people go there to and sit and use the device. Yeah, Kangaroo. Right. So there are ways in which people
new consumption models.
Yeah.
My name is Ketan. I would like to take the discussion back to a bit of a content perspective. The whole point of a media, which is whether it's mobile or it's fixed, is the media. What is that you come on to see or to read? I was just curious, among all the people here, is there any data, any research on what differentiates mobile internet with a fixed line internet? As in, what do people want to consume in mobile internet as opposed to fixed line?
So I was just giving the example of iPhone app because those were the examples of how the consumption of people on the move. Firstly, when people are on the move, their needs are, when the needs arise and how they consume it is a little different in terms of what happens through the day. And these type of new experiences that we spoke about, the example I was just giving about basketball games being watched, I mean, it's available on the internet already as a live streaming broadcast.
I meant in the Indian context.
Okay, so what are people doing here differently? Okay, so let me think. Actually, we have some of our Rashmi, Rahul here who probably can answer that better in terms of. Rahul, do you want to take the question?
Yeah, like Rashmi just launched a web edition. Actually, that word web edition disturbs me a bit.
Look,
because
the thing is that it's interesting because this is a question which I think when we make our websites, we do debate a lot on. And when we were developing thinking, and maybe they even had some research to prove it, but we were surprised that no, people were consuming our entire stories on their mobile. So the same person who was coming on the internet to our site was also accessing it on the mobile. So basically he was consuming the same content, he wanted to see the same thing, but he was consuming it on a different medium. However, when we are doing ht.com, it's not turning out like that. So, it varies from different medium to medium. And we've also got some trial runs going on for our Hindi site, so where it is totally different. They are totally trying to consume all these wallpapers, Bollywood, etc. So it varies with the audience.
One of the simplest things that we've seen is this frequency which you consume the content.
Yeah.
And we've seen that the frequency is very, very high. People consume on the phone, and most of the time when they want to consume some specific content, it's predetermined already what they want to look for. For example, stock information. It's almost something that you want to get in one click. You want to be able to view it and get off without having to spend more time. So that type of a one-click consumption model, but frequently, almost every few minutes to come back and look at
And
it.
great repeat usage.
I
Because,
have a point. I think you've spoken to a couple of consumers, and one thing that's coming out is that he's using the PC or the laptop, whatever it does more planned, right? Whereas the consumers who go on the mobile to the internet actually to kill time. We are seeing a lot of this coming up, saying, if it's going on the computer, it's more planned. He knows where it's going and what he's going to do. But on the internet, I think it's more to kill time. If you look at most of the youth, it's to kill time or to just say, what's up on the Facebook kind of a email and gaming that's happening. So that seems to be
Because I used to service a telecom account, and in that, when you're talking about these 30 million people who are on the net, right, a large amount of them are having WAP access as opposed to www access. And out there, the major usage is transaction based. They download stuff, it's downloadable based. And the mobile server, mobile operator, sorry Imtiaz, is desperately trying to sell him stuff. So walking to the website is like, everybody's trying to charge you money. You download a wallpaper, a ringtone, take part in a contest, pay money, pay money, pay money. So in that sense, if you're moving on off-deck model, is there any study which is done on this, or are we like, why should anyone access internet? When you're saying if it will go to 10 million, 100 million, whatever, why? Why is the question?
ease
So
of
actually-
use, I think. The main thing is ease of use. You're sitting somewhere, you can all the time keep on doing what you're doing on your PC or your laptop. So I think the main thing is ease of use, and especially publishers of newspaper, etc., can trigger off usage also by sending regular emailers, etc. Like NYT does very successfully, and Washington Post and all these papers are really read on the mobile. Why?
There is some interesting data I have for you.
Triggered
I'll
off-
share with you
they're
probably over
triggered off,
cocktails of on-deck and off-deck behavioral difference. But it's a very good question, but it needs a little long explanation.
Time
But
for
yes,
one last
there is
question.
actually a very interesting data point there. So we're running out of time, so just add one question.
Budget.
Correct. In fact,
I
to
agree.
add to
Elections
Kelvin, in
and
fact,
budget are
yeah,
the
in
major
fact, it's not
spikes
just that, not in front of a
and
television set.
market
We've seen a
pressures
habit, interesting pattern of people with television also using this device, like your racetrack example. That is, it adds information that you don't get on that medium, and you're using this as an ancillary device. Just one question that we had for specifically for you, Imtiaz, on the operator stuff. Are operators willing to partner with media companies to monetize and, more importantly, grow their on-portal WAP inventory?
I think we are already doing that.
Advertising driven.
Yeah, of course, we're already doing that. Actually, for example, Airtel works, and I can take the example of Airtel. Currently, the platform that we have on our web portal, which has roughly around 7 million unique users a month, Nokia handles the platform.
70, you said?
7 million a month for Airtel alone, yeah. And Nokia handles the platform, and they also sell, and that's on a revenue share. Similarly, we've got SMS 2.0 with Apple. Again, we share the revenue. So I think we are definitely open to the idea of revenue share. And I think I must say, as far as advertising is concerned, we part away with a lot more than what we do with normal content.